this is Super Guru Jiu-Jitsu Dong Aknia. Okay, let's go ahead and get myself living. Okay, let's go ahead and talk reality. Let me share my evil. Beat up all the people. I'm not of their word. I will crush everybody that go against the will of the super demon force. That's me. We are super demon. And we will crush those who go against the will of us, the super demon dimension. Okay. I'm going to give y'all a choice. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Super Guru. Today, we're going to reveal a lot to you. Okay. Let's me basically trying to get everyone in here. Okay. Today, we're going to talk about the Booga Sphere UFO, and here you go.
That was discovered in the forest in Colombia? Or were you distracted by all the other headlines like I was? And they use AI to decode the language. Wait till you see what it says. So on Thursday, May 1st, Jose Velasquez is an X-ray specialist, and he did a series of X-rays on this. They claim that this...
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's do it again. Sorry.
In the forest in Colombia? Or were you distracted by all the other headlines like I was? And they use AI to decode the language. Wait till you see what it says. So on Thursday, May 1st, Jose Velasquez is an X-ray specialist, and he did a series of X-rays on this. They claim that this fell after it received a 10,000 volt discharge. Now they say they are 16 microspheres inside, and there are 3 layers of different densities. This is the most outer edge. So he is saying that that means they are different materials. So they say the dark toned material is less dense, and they believe that it is possibly a porous material. Now the people in Booga claim that this was flying around their town back in March, and that it actually was recovered back on March 2nd. And that when they touched it, it had the temperature of a refrigerator. Now they counted 32 points around the edge, and that the materials used altogether for this seem to be different metals, but they have ruled out the fact that this is ornamental because they believe that the way it was built was to definitely house whatever is inside. It seems too intentional to be simply ornamental. Now, the X-ray expert says it appears to have no welds or joints, and that this is absolutely different from anything he has ever studied in the past. But the guy who claims to have found it said that he was contacted by the government, but he refused to sign it over because it would never be seen again. So I'm guessing he just turned it over to a team of scientists. But they're saying even in the X-rays, there are no visible signs of any techniques by humans. So interpreting the text through AI, it says the origin of birth through union and energy in the cycle of transformation, meeting point of unity, expansion, and consciousness, individual consciousness.
Okay. Now let's go ahead and now understand what the last messages say, okay?
And they use AI to decode the language. Wait till you see what it says. So on Thursday, May 1st, Jose Velasquez is an X-ray specialist, and he did a series of X-rays.
Now, I even got you the special of the symbol. Now, I understand the symbol. If you look at, you will look, everything, look at there, you see the pyramid in there, the pyramid circuitry, and the ruined symbol. Okay, I understand exactly what's going. Remember that. Look at the circle, the triangle. Okay, watch. This I did in 24. I mean, 2 February 14th. Now, what do you think? Do you see the same technology, the same similarity? See it? I hope you see where I'm getting at, and I will show you how this technology works. Look at that. Look at my technology. Welcome to light novel. Light novel, transmigrate, be born in a magical world. I'm transmigrated from the future to this timeline, okay, and vice versa. And do you remember my order doc? Okay. And you see the ruin symbol, the ruin technology. That you see it, and now you understand. Okay. Uh, my order doc technology. See. Now I'm going to explain to you how the sphere works. Okay. 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 The sphere have that symbol. Okay. So what you having, basically, they call rune circuitry. So the sphere is a enchantment device. What is enchantment device? The word enchantment is prayer. Since it's an enchantment with the rune circuitry, so this thing is enchantment. Enchantment meaning the device will have, you know, it will have prayer symbols or circuitry, and there's the other circuitry that go with it too. And then you see the pyramidal structure. It's very important. You see how all the directional, uh, north, south, east, west, and the diagonal system. Okay. So as you can see, now you see in practical application, and you can see the circuitry, but look closely. You see the enchantment enchantment ruin right there, the ruin under the device itself. Okay, so by having that, what is a rune enchantment device? In English, you will write it down like this. This is called rune right there. Rune, and this is the enchantment. It's a prayer, you know, and that's how the device works. Prayer, which is praise vibration, and when they say over the device, they blow it, and when you blow it, that's called mana, prana, ether, going to device, which power. And the instruction on the symbol is very simple. It's set, basically, it's a prayer request. Origin above, okay, is the union, right, of energy and consciousness, and that give birth to the unity of consciousness, and in turn that will create individual consciousness. Okay, so in symboling the enchantment, which is the rune right there, that's enchantment. This is the enchantment around the rune, which is circuitry. You see, look like circuitry to you because it's pathway. So just like this, the rune circuitry with the enchantment, like that. See, this one I wrote in English instead of alien symbol. Does that make sense? So in short, all I have to do, just according to this, let this object be unified with my consciousness, and in turn it will carry out my will and report back to me, and they blow on it, and then the device will start to have a life and be powered like a golem. In this way, this golem will be the sphere right here, the golem. It's a magical technology. It's a magical from a magical civilization. In short, it's from a civilization that heavily use consciousness basically as the power source or enchantment. So they fall under a magical civilization. So they are a made nation, a made civilization that built this technology, basically fall under jurisdiction where I come from the future. So as you can see, uh, when they um, when they try to heat up the sphere, it won't even burn. The reason is it have an enchantment protection. And in there they would put let this object not be burned, and it also this sphere will have also a regeneration or self-repairing property, meaning they enchant the creator, make sure they enchant the sphere to make sure that it can self heal. Okay, that's why you look at it. It looked like a cheap aluminum because it is a cheap aluminum. But one thing that the creator, the magician, or the magi alien, the alien or the magician builder that designed this, they did put an enchantment to protect the sphere from a 10,000 volt electricity discharge from the two towers. So they didn't put that in there. So that went through because however they enchanted it, they enchanted from fire, from bullet, from other things, but they didn't enchantment their protection to protect it from electricity. So that's why it fell. Because if you cut the sphere open, there's nothing inside. Okay, let's go ahead and do the circuitry. Hold on, let me see. Okay, let me see this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 9. Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, remember the 16 independent sphere is that right there. This what the X-ray they found is that right there. It's 16 of it in there. This thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the circuitry for mana. It's enchantment. It's a ruined circuitry for mana, and the string weird symbol is basically enchantment. So this sphere is basically, this alien technology is the product of a mage civilization, a magi nation civilization. That means they use mana, prana, ether as the power source that they, when they wrote down the enchantment, it, for this device. So the device is nothing more than just a sphere, nothing inside. And then the enchantment is on outside, as you can see in Cambodian culture. Hey, what's up, Smart Electro? They have a lot of tattooed magical symbol to protect the wearer, the same way they use the same methodology. This Magi civilization, this alien Magi civilization, use the same concept to enchantment the metal for protection, for to be self-repair. Basically, as you can see, is a product of enchantment, a magical civilization. Because how do I know? Because I'm from that civilization. You see, this is my technology. And although I translate it into English, see that? This is the code for it. Look. See, look at that circuitry. It's the same stuff. But I don't use the aliens. I just wrote in English because it's more fundamental for our culture. If I were in Cambodia, I would wrote in Cambodian, Yes, it's just enchantment with ruined circuitry. And that's how it is. And you see, that's why you see that what you see here looks similar to what? To that circuitry. Look at closely. See that? 1 pyramid, 2 pyramid, 3, and look at the inside. This is I wrote, and look at that, I even dated 2/14/2025. Do you see that? And now here we go. Now we understand the secret of their civilization. It's a Magi civilization. They use enchantment and ruined circuitry, and enchantment. See? Ruin circuitry, enchantment. Look, you see that? It looked like exactly. It looked exactly like mine. You see that? Look exactly. Tell me. Do you see that? Did you see the similarity? Tell me. You see it now? You see it? You see the similarity? Because the same technology, because I'm from the future, and that's what they're using. In the future, people use enchantment. They use the same enchantment because people, like, what do you call the car? An alchemy device, alchemic device, because it uses air, fuel. It's an alchemic device. But if you wrote symbol, prayer on it, it become an enchantment alchemic device. That's what the car is. Now, in this case, the sphere does not use any engine, so it's an enchantment device, or enchantment golem, a golem. You see that now? So, you I'm amazing. I'm fucking amazing because I went to the future. I learned all this now. Bring it back now. You see, now you're learning about the imagination, Amaja civilization who built that technology, and that's why the enchantment say what the origin above, right, is the union of what, of consciousness, the union of energy and consciousness that give birth to individual consciousness. That means they put energy and consciousness together into that device. Remember how I did it? Bottom made the universe. Please let this object has the consciousness, soul, power, energy of the universe now. And whoever use it, let it be potent. Let it be successful. And when you blow, you're blowing ether. You're blowing mana. You're blowing etheric energy into it. See? That to infuse it. Now it's running. Now it's running the power source. It's etheric. You see it in every culture. Because it's the same teacher who teach everybody in the ancient time. It's the same matcha teacher. Imagination, a mage civilization, a magic, which is a mage civilization who built that device. And I was taught by the mage civilization. And that's why you see my technology has the same way. You see? Am I amazing? You can't beat that. I'm Harry Potter now, the Cambodian version, and this is my wand. I'm more like in the Bride with Will Smith. Oh, the Bride! We can use the wand now. Ain't that beautiful? So I hope you see, but super cool. How does it work? I tell you, it has enchantment. Enchantment for flying, to be controlled by consciousness of the individual. Enchantment, enchantment for self-repair. Enchantment to not to be detected by radio, electromagnetic, but they forgot the enchantment of what? Electricity, 10,000 watt, 10,000 volt. They didn't put that on. That's why the sphere got zapped and everything got mumbo jumbo. It disrupted the mana flow, or the prana flow, or the mana, or the arcane flow, the arcane, which is mana, the flow of the arcane inside the device, because it's been enchantment. So that's why it failed. So yeah, this thing has no engine inside. This the Buga city in Argentina. So it is an enchantment device. That's enchantment. That's ruined circuitry and enchantment words surrounding it, and then the other enchantment ruined circuitry right here. The symbol of the triangle and the orb. You see that? So that's how it flies, because it's been enchantmented. It ain't no freaking plasma. It's not working by plasma. It works with consciousness, by the mage imprinting their belief into that device through the ruined circuitry, and on enchantment. Now I tell you the secret already. What do you think? Tell me. Yeah? What do you think? Is it simple or what? Just like my Autodoc. You see it just works. You put it on. My Autodoc. You see my Autodoc technology? The same way it's been enchanted. I say a prayer over it and it just works. It has its own power source. You see, just put it on and then just vibration happen. You see that? And you feel vibration, you feel entering your body, And look at my wand, my magical wand. You see? I have wand now. And I even have my staff, because it's a made civilization. Look at that. See, look at that. And you cannot beat this, And only a mage can understand mage civilization. And I was taught by the extraterrestrial mage, a Maya civilization. So I understand how it works. And then when I saw, I said, oh, simple. I've been doing all the time. And that's why you found my ruin, my enchantment. It looks similar to the Book of Sphere. See? That's why you see familiar. Familiar. See that? Okay. Okay, now since we understand that, now I did the English, now I do Cambodian side, okay? Okay, now the Cambodian side, okay? Let's go ahead and end this and we do Cambodian side.